The Nintendo Switch 2 Direct has just concluded. We finally saw the Nintendo Switch 2, the hardware, how good this console really is, and the games coming to it. And it was a great Direct. For its first Nintendo Switch 2 Direct for Nintendo, it was a great Direct. The console looks amazing. So, let's break down the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. The Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is over. We finally got to see this console. We finally got to see its games. And there's a few games that we got that were shown that are exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 and won't be on the Nintendo Switch 1. These games they're really big games. They're games people have been wanting. There's games that, people, they look forward to. There's this specific game we all talked about, but before I talk about the first game, I just want to talk about the hardware for a little bit. Nintendo really went out with this Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2. This console looks amazing. This console is extremely powerful. I mean, when we look at this console, the Direct, it gave us everything. It gave us everything we needed to know. And the really big thing about this console is that the hardware, it's such a vast difference from the Nintendo Switch. These are the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware details. There is a 7.9 inch screen. This is a very big difference. This is a 1.7 inch difference from the Nintendo Switch. We have 120 frames per second. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. HDR support. Bigger SL and SR buttons on the side of the Joy-Cons. A built-in microphone. Top USB-C port for attachments or charging. They did show a camera in the Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2 because they did add game chat to the Nintendo Switch. 256 gigabytes of internal storage. The dock has 4K HDR support. The dock also has cooling, and the console is backwards compatible with Nintendo Switch 1 games. This console is unbelievable. The price tag is very high, but it's also very reasonable, and I think it is justified because of how good this console really is. The price tag that we're sitting at right now is $450 for the base console and $500 with Mario Kart added on as a digital copy. Nintendo is going into a completely new era. We're going into a new era in general, and the prices are going to be high. Inflation is high right now, but we are really looking at a console that has so much potential to be better than its predecessor. And that's crazy to say because the Nintendo Switch is one of the greatest consoles we've ever gotten. But this console, it truly looks amazing. This Direct was good. I was a little confused why they didn't show more Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, but maybe they're saving something. But yeah, this console looks amazing. I'm excited. I know you guys are probably excited. It is a high price tag, but it is worth it in the end, especially if it's a console that's going to be for the next 10 years maybe. Who knows? But that is the hardware for the Nintendo Switch 2. The very first exclusive Nintendo Switch 2 game that Nintendo showed off during the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct was a new Mario Kart. And it's not just a Mario Kart we've seen in the past. This Mario Kart is completely different. We didn't get a ton of details. We did get new features. But one specific thing about this Mario Kart game is that it looks to be open world. And as it says in the title, it is called Mario Kart World. This game is what I thought we were going to get in a Mario Kart game. You can literally drive anywhere. It's unreal to even think about, but this Mario Kart game looks to be an actual open Mario Kart game where there is no strict tracks. You can drive wherever you want. I have no idea how this works. It completely defeats the purpose of Mario Kart, staying on the track, getting first place. It's a different objective, different trajectory for Mario Kart. But I'm here, I'm all for it. One thing about this is that the game is going to be fairly expensive for a game. We're getting into a time where, money doesn't come by easy, and these games are going to be very expensive. The virtual disc for Mario Kart is going to be $80. $80 for Mario Kart World. It's a lot of money, but the physical edition is going to be even more. It's going to be $90. This is not great for people that, are trying to save their money but also get this console. But Nintendo did go ahead and make a bundle with the Mario Kart World Edition so that you do save $30 when you're not just buying the console. So, big difference when it comes to prices, but it is reasonable considering this is a complete new Mario Kart. open world Mario Kart has a lot of new features. A lot. Seems to have a lot of characters. There are so many characters in this game. I mean, you could literally play as the cow from Moo Moo Meadows. This in itself is worth $100, in my opinion. But this Mario Kart game, I think it's going to be worth the price tag that it's put at. I think it's going to be that good of a game. And it is coming with the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th. It looks to be a launch title. I mean, it is a launch title because there is a bundle for it. But Mario Kart World, the very first exclusive Nintendo Switch 2 game, dropping on the same day as the Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm excited. As long as I get the time, the hours, the fun out of this console and the games, I think the price is always worth it. $80 is a decent amount of money. But this is a brand new entry for the Mario Kart series. And this open world Mario Kart game is what we needed. So, Mario Kart World, first exclusive Nintendo Switch 2 game that they showed during the Nintendo Direct. The next game that sort of tricked me into thinking it was a certain game that I've been waiting for, or just not really. I mean, I wasn't expecting a game to come from this specific series, but this did definitely trick me a little bit, and that is Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This game was announced in the middle of the Direct. It is a third version of the Hyrule Warriors series. This is taking place during the Zonai timeline for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This was before Tears of the Kingdom. This is the story to go into Tears of the Kingdom. And it definitely tricked me a little bit. I thought it was a DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not complaining. I personally don't play these games. They're just not as fun as other games for me. But this is another exclusive Nintendo Switch 2 game that is going to be coming out in the winter. They didn't say if it's this winter. They didn't say if it's in winter 2026. But we know that it is coming out in winter, either this year or in 2026. But this is one of the games that people wanted. Some people really enjoy the Hyrule Warriors series. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I just enjoy Legend of Zelda games, traditional, open world, doesn't matter. But this game specifically is another Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive that people are going to be talking about before the launch in the winter. The next Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive game that was the final announcement during the Direct was a new Donkey Kong game. Honestly, I'm very surprised we didn't get anything from Mario, because Mario, you know, it's been 8 years since Mario Odyssey came out, and I was really expecting a new 3D Mario game, considering all the rumors, the leaks and stuff, but they might be saved for later on in the year, maybe 2026. So, Nintendo decided to give us a new Donkey Kong game. The Donkey Kong game is Donkey Kong Bananza. It is announced for the Nintendo Switch 2 today, coming out July 17th, 2025. This game is probably what a lot of people wanted if you're Donkey Kong fans. This is a sort of, not open world, but is a 3D platform Donkey Kong game. It looks like a fun game, I won't lie. I'm not the biggest fan of Donkey Kong. I was slightly disappointed because I did want Mario. But this game does look fun. And this is another Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive that is going to be dropping this year after Mario Kart and after the Nintendo Switch 2 drops in June. July 17th, Donkey Kong Bananza. Get it if you'd like. Donkey Kong. The next two games aren't Switch 2 exclusives, but they are from the Nintendo Switch being re-optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2, and that is Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Both of these games are on the Nintendo Switch, and they are getting an upgrade pass for the Nintendo Switch 2, re-optimizing them to the best possible graphics, being able to run into 120 frames per second, 1080p. Both of these games are getting completely re-optimized. They're going to look so much better on the Nintendo Switch 2. And if you have Switch Online when the Switch 2 is out, and you have Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, you can get the pass for free. But if you don't, then you can just buy them separately. The price is unknown as of right now. But there are a lot of new features with the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, including the graphics. You have a navigation system where you could find Korok shrines, anything through the Nintendo app. You could also share your creations in Tears of the Kingdom of the vehicles you make, just any contraptions you make with the Zonai parts. And there are now voice memos, so now you can hear stories from characters that you see around the map, including Zelda, Rauru, and there's just a lot of new things coming to the game. We got more amiibos coming. You can now trade items, gift items from Tears of the Kingdom to your friends with a QR code. It's crazy. You could literally go in your inventory, pick an item, and just give it to your friend that is in their Tears of the Kingdom world, This game is going to be so much more different on the Nintendo Switch 2 than it was on the Switch. This game's actually going to be more playable. I mean, the game's as playable as it can be, but this is even better. This is more than I expected. I did not expect to get anything Tears of the Kingdom besides just a re-optimization, but this is a lot more than I thought, and I'm actually really pleased with what we're getting for Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild could be a better and more refreshing game now that it's not on the old Nintendo Switch. And Tears of the Kingdom, now that it's on the Nintendo Switch 2, which it was supposed to be technically, it's meant to be on the Nintendo Switch 2, it is now optimized to be played at the max quality, max graphics on the Nintendo Switch 2 when it comes out. So these are not particularly Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives, but this is a very big change for both of these games. And both of these games are just very, very good games. And I'm excited and happy that they did this, because Tears of the Kingdom is going to get played a lot more now. Now that we're officially getting the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th, a lot of games that are going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 1 are also going to have Nintendo Switch 2 versions, such as Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends EA. Both of these games are going to be on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, the Nintendo Switch 2 being the more powerful one, the better looking one, better graphically, everything. But for people that cannot buy the Nintendo Switch 2, this is a great thing, because now they can play Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon on their Switches. These games are supposed to be coming out later this year, maybe fall, maybe winter. Hopefully by the time some people do have Nintendo Switch 2s. But in case they don't, they can still get the game for the Nintendo Switch and still enjoy the game as much as they would on the Nintendo Switch 2. So, Nintendo Switch is not gone. Even if we're out of the era, Nintendo Switch 2 era is here, we are still with the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch is still going to be supported. Tomodachi Life is probably going to come to the Nintendo Switch. It is, because we did get the announcement last Direct in the Nintendo Switch 1 Direct for Tomodachi Life. But it's obviously also going to come to the Nintendo Switch 2. Assuming this is how it is, Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives are obviously only for the Nintendo Switch 2, but whenever a Nintendo Switch game is announced, it's always going to be for the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. So, no matter what, the Nintendo Switch 2 is now the main console. When it comes out, it will officially be the main console, but Nintendo Switch is not gone forever. We're still going to have it supported, and forever, for anyone who doesn't want to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 right off the bat, you don't have to. You can wait. But games such as Mario Kart and Donkey Kong and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, you cannot play those on the Nintendo Switch. Those are Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives. So you're going to have to buy that console if you want to play those games. But other games announced in the future for the Nintendo Switch are also going to be the Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah, these consoles, it's a big difference between both these consoles, which is why there's such a difference in the price tag. Nintendo Switch 2, the future of Nintendo, but the Nintendo Switch is not forgotten. That is all I have for today's video. If you guys did enjoy this video, if you guys were happy with the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct and are happy with the games we're getting either this year or in 2026, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.